So one pattern that I've been seeing emerging on login forms is this concept of a show password checkbox. So by default, passwords are always obfuscated here. You can't see what I'm typing. But the idea is to have this show password checkbox, which when I click it, you'll see turns the password from an obfuscated field into a plain text field. And this allows me to see exactly what kind of text I'm typing into the password. Now, most of the time, your password should probably be coming out of a password manager, so you don't actually have to type them. But if you're typing passwords that you're not familiar with, such as a temporary password they give you for a hotel Wi-Fi, or a password that's on the bottom of your friend's router, it's sometimes nice to be able to see the password that you're typing in to reduce the chances of typing in an incorrect value. And you can see here I can uncheck it and we turn it back to a obfuscated field. And just so you see that it works just like a normal password, if I type it in and we submit, you can see up here the password gets submitted in the correct value. So let's take a quick look at what this is doing under the hood. It's quite simple. So most of the demo here is really just HTML and CSS. We have our form, and you can see that we're submitting over GET so that we can see the value in the URL. Of course, you would not want to do that in production. That's just for the demo. And here's my password, and here's the checkbox for show password. And if we jump down into the JavaScript, you can see I just get some references to elements in the DOM. I set some default values here just so that it makes the demo a little bit more interactive, a little easier to consume. And ultimately what I'm doing is I'm taking that show password checkbox, I'm adding a click handler, and inside the click handler I'm checking to see if the checkbox is checked. And if it's checked, meaning they want to be able to see the password that they're typing, all I'm doing is changing that password input element to have type text. Otherwise, I'm leaving it as type password. Now, if you're old like me, you can remember a time where you couldn't actually change the type property of an input after it was rendered in the DOM. I think that was only for IE. I can't remember. It may have been other browsers as well. In the modern browser landscape, however, that is no longer a limitation, and you can see that we can quite easily change the type of path of input at runtime even after the element has been inserted into the DOM. And that's all there really is to it. You can toggle the visibility of the password using this checkbox here. It doesn't change the DOM in any way other than changing the type property of the element, which actually, if we zoom into the element for a second, let's get rid of the shadow DOM there, you can see that the type will actually change. So we're in type password, and now we're in type text, type password, type text, and so on and so forth. And again, this just gives us the ability to see the password that we're typing, which can be very helpful in situations in which your password is not coming out of a password manager like 1Password. So anyway, just a simple, fun Friday exercise, and that's all.